Hello, my name is Xavier Chin, and this is my IT System Security Essential project. This is the iKada network service setup. As for the countries, they are Singapore, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Each country has a router, a switch, a server, as well as many other devices. For Singapore, there's a total number of 800 laptops, 200 PCs, 10 printers, while for the other countries, it's slightly lesser. For Indonesia and Malaysia, there's total of 400 laptops, 5 printers, as well as 100 PCs. Next up, I'll give you a brief introduction of iKada's network services. Only the management team has a room, while the rest is in open area, due to the open door policy. Servers of each country acts as an Active Directory and business application, example SAP, database MySQL. The servers are in default settings due to IT personnel not security trained. These are the 5 regulations that could help to improve the company's environment, such as only authorized users can access to computer materials, supply, etc., personnel information obtained in contravention of certain provision, protection of personal data, consent of customer information and liability of company, as well as trained IT personnel in company. Next one, we'll move to the first point. Only authorized users can access to computer materials, such as we can use UCP, emails and user guidelines, install security patches such as antivirus software security, keep all firewall on, administrate authorized user access. The next will be supplying etc. personal information obtained in contravention of certain provision. What's the recommended ways to improve is be mindful of sharing documents, keep an reinforcement on online documents as well as keep firewall on. Utilize solid password. Be fussy about your sharing of information, as some people might utilize the information that relates to you and hack or use your information so that they could obtain your company information or edit it to make it unreliable, which might affect the company's reputation. Hence, these are the few ways that are recommended for supplying etc. personal information to keep the information in the company reliable. How can we protect personal data from the company? Install and update antivirus or malware software, such as anti firewall, as a firewall is input into the PC to help prevent cyber attacks. Secure network, such as we can provide a guest SSID that uses a different password as compared to the employees, so that different informations can be accessed differently. Next up is the concept of customer information and liability of company. Provide a brief consent form as well as provide reliability details of the company to show that the company is reliable, as well as we gain consensus of our customer to get their informations. Next up, train IT personnel in company. Implement adequate trainings for IT personnel so that the companies can prevent hackings, cyber attacks from other people. Seek professional consultations from outside to show that to make sure that the security in the company is top notch and able to so-called prevent cyber attacks from other people from cyber attackers. If those regulations are not implemented, negative impact will be company will be untrustworthy, unreliable informations will be input into the company database, bad reputation of the company, as well as the increased attack of cyber attacks. These are different departments of the company, be in the different countries: Singapore, which is headquarter, Malaysia, as well as Indonesia. This is the physical layout of the office. Obviously, the customer service will be layout outside, layout here, while the cleaner room, toilet, as well as the different companies, association, all are accommodated differently. Of course, the management group as well as the operation group will have the biggest room, while the sales and marketing will be nearer to the outside so that they can access and meet clients. Moving on to the logical access, I use IAAA, which identification, authentication, authorization, as well as accountability, to assess my logical access. In identification, I use 4 factors. The password must be 8 characters long, consists of at least 1 outstanding character and 1 number. Must not related to one's background so that the password won't be easily guessed, as well as mixed with alpha characters and a confusing pattern. While the authentication can be in different types. Let's say type 1 password, passphrase or PIN to authorize somebody to access information, but type 2 could use ID, password, passport, start card token, or cookie on PC. Type 3 is fingerprint, iris scan, facial geometry. Type 4 is IP MAC address, as well as using type 5 to signature pattern or to unlock. For the authorization, I will use access control modules to implement the data being accessed by the different departments, as well as separate customer and office user data accessibility. For accountability, I will trace an action done by a subject is being responsible as the person has done this and is being approved. Then prove that the given action was performed by the authorized subject. If the action is not performed by authorized subject, then investigation will be implemented. These are the example of the endpoint security being chosen by the control number. 17.11 is account logon, 17.24.4 is account management, 17.5.1 is the logon and log off, 17.6.1 is the object access, 18.1.1.1 is the privilege rules. What is 17.1.1? Is the configuration of account logon audits policy. What is it used for? It's to detect security incident in an event so that it is available for network forensic analysis when there's a cyber attack or be a cyber incident. This is the video. Next up is the configuration of audit security group management. Why is this necessary? Because without configuration, it is not available for security incident. It's not able to get an insight of the event or security group management, be it a security group being created, changed, deleted, or added. Check and detect malicious, accidental, and authorized creation of security group account. Moving on is the configuration of the log-on and log-off audit policy. Why is this important? It is useful when investigation and security incident with regard to user logon info. Reports when a user account is locked due to many logon failures. This is a video. Moving on is the configuration of the object access or deposit. Why is this important? Because it is able to provide an inside report during its security incident, notify of an account accessing a file system object on a removal storage, generate events or access requests from object, audit user attempts to access file system object on a removal storage system device. This is the video. Moving on is the configuration of control panel personalization settings. How is this helpful? It extends the protection afforded by the lock screen to camera features. Disable the lock screen camera toggle switch in PC settings. Prevents the camera from being evoked on the lock screen. This is the video of how configuration is being implemented. Thank you.